William Morrow and HarperAudio present Briar Rose, a novel, by Susan Wiggs, performed by Ashford Macnab. One. Embraced by the crook of a meander in the river Swale, Castle Briarwood clung to a grassy fell, the stones of its whitewashed keep cutting a sharp profile against the noontide sky. High walls protected the small, thatch-roofed town and church, and the moors rolled out beyond the river. Briar Rose stood in her solar, pulling a hanging of heavy damask back from the window to look out upon Briarwood, her home. The scent of ripening fruit wafted in from the orchards, and chippers trilled in the linden trees. Peasants in the distant fields were at their tilling, driving fat rounceys through the furrows of land which had been recently harvested of their grain and hay. Somewhat closer, a broad meadow was being prepared as a jousting field. This, at least, lifted Briar Rose's mood. She let the damask hanging fall and turned back to her solar. Her great chest stood wide open, the rich contents mocking her. It was her trousseau. A lavish assortment of Tripoli silks and cloth of gold, dainty underthings, a mantle lined with squirrel, a robe of lilac velvet trimmed with golden braid. The garments would not be worn now, not as they should have been, for Briar Rose's betrothed, the frail Hugh, Earl of Tesselwaith, had recently died. Sighing, Briar Rose turned back to watch the preparation of the jousting lists. Some time later, Janet, a tiring woman, entered the solar. "My lady," Janet scolded, "'tis 1 hour to vespers, and your parents await you in the hall. You've not even begun to get ready." "Is it so near vespers?" Briar Rose wondered, wrinkling her delicate brow. "I was lost in thought, I suppose." Janet hugged the girl close. "There now, lovey. I know you grieve for poor Hugh, but no matter, your father will find you a husband." "I am 16, and should have been married a year ago," Briar Rose said. "There is yet time," Janet said consolingly. "But now your Lord Father craves your presence that you may meet his new wife." Janet took up an ivory comb and began pulling it through the long, jet-black locks that reached fully to the girl's hips. Briar Rose suffered the familiar ministrations absently, wondering about Acacia, the stepmother she was about to meet. Her own mother, the gentle Mary, Lady of Briarwood, had passed away while Briar Rose had been at the house of Lord Henry and Lady Catherine Wexler in Yorkshire, where her schooling had taken place. At Wexler, Briar Rose had learned the refinements of being a lady and the arts of housewifery, that she might make a suitable wife for Hugh. But, like the trousseau, her education would not be needed now. Sighing, Briar Rose let Janet straighten the folds of her many-layered gowns and chewed dutifully on a sprig of fennel to sweeten her breath. "Do behave," Janet cautioned, propelling her toward the door. "Laugh prettily, and lift your gown to reveal your dainty foot. Here, open your mantle to show your parents how graceful you've become." Briar Rose composed herself and left the solar with the smooth, gliding walk she'd been taught to affect. She stepped lightly down the narrow stone staircase. Lord John Paddock and his new wife...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?